are listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
Goof On Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Goof On Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You are listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is Monday. It is Monday, August 21st, 2023. Yeah, you did it. You started off the week hot, 9-to-5ers. That's right. It was a hot one today, but no humidity. We survived it rather well. This collar. Yeah. Well, here we are. Starting off another week with another peek at the people who disinfo us. That's right. I'm picking on the nice guys. You know, Jacques Vallée has been getting away spewing this bullshit for a long time. And then, I always wondered about Jacques Vallée. And then I started listening to him for once. And I noticed one thing about the Jacques Vallée. He's full of shit. And you know how that happened? When Avi Loeb came around. Avi Loeb came around and opened my eyes to Jacques Vallée. It's weird how things happen. And I'm like, wait a minute. The accent, the professorisms. What is he, doctor? Is he a doctor? Dr. Avi Loeb? Isn't he a doctor? He's a professor. Well, I don't know. He's playing the gullible guy, and I don't like it. Jacques Vallée did to ufology what Eric von Däniken did for ancient alienography. Something like that, right? I mean, it's almost the same type of analogies going on. You know, you just fill in the blanks with whatever sounds good. And no proof. We don't need proof. Of course that was an angel. Of course it was an alien. Of course that wasn't a little monkey boy. That was an alien. And of course that wasn't a little garden gnome. It was an alien. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Socorro. We'll talk about that. It's probably one of the best UFO cases of our lives. All here tonight on Goof On. Welcome to the show, everybody. Let's do a little bit of roll call and get this shindig on the road. Jeanette Angel. Oh, I didn't see this. Jeanette with the $5, £5, 5 quid Super Dono chat. It's the mucho gusto generoso type. You too can be helpful like Jeanette Angel, the angel of Goof On. You can help support Goof On with Super Chat, Super Sticker, PayPal, Cash App. All the links are in the show description. Don't tell Mom. Oh, you probably are, Mom. Or Dad. Or both. Thanks, Jeanette. Appreciate you. Mucho gusto generoso. Oh, I already said it. And welcome to the show. Sapphire Alps here. Welcome to Black Goo. Bob Birkins made it. 2 shirts are better than one, huh? 2 B's are better than one. All right. David Wilcox. Welcome to the show. The boss of Goof On, Diane Boss. Welcome to the show. Brookies. What do you say there, Chief? Mary Young Sliwa. Howdy doody. I don't know where to go with that. Hollywood. Ooh, I almost gave myself a conniption. Cthulhu Works 666. It has been a minute or two. Good to see you. Happy New Year. Happy Valentine's Day. First day of spring. Hey, first day of summer. Happy 4th of July. Welcome to the show. Moonlicht. How you doing? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Alfie Joe Bob. The AJB's in the house. How'd he do? I like this. Mr. Salimon Sal. I know, it's a shame, right? But that's how it is here in America. Welcome to the show. Nice to see you. Mr. Yates. How you doing, B. Yates? Brian's here, everybody. The Aussie Tiger is here. Welcome to the Samo. Goophonian Rockstar. What's up, Paul? Paul Richardson. Been a minute. I like the house right there. That looks cool. David Rogue. Rogue? I caught a fish this big and a Sasquatch ate it. I believe you. You're a nice guy. I believe you. Why would you lie? You wouldn't lie. I know this guy. I mean, I don't, but I know your comments are very nice. You wouldn't lie. That's ufology. Right there in the schnut hell. We just proved it, David. That's what people do in ufology. Is that a UFO? Well, I shot it. Yeah, it's a UFO. You show your friends your little dot. You got a dot in there. Oh, it's the greatest. Holy shit. You saw this? How'd you see this? Meanwhile, it's a little dot that barely moves along the sky and a little flash somewhere in there who knows what, and it goes off into, you caught this? Oh, there's no way that's a satellite. I didn't. Could you tell that's a satellite? I couldn't tell. And then you bring it to somebody like me, and I go, satellite. And they, you asshole. That's how it happens. And they hate for it. Nobody likes the truth. That's what I'm trying to say. Nobody likes the truth. Hey, that hurts. Oh, yeah, I'm taking this medication. It's an antibiotic. And it says, don't do anything physical. You want to know why? Because you can pop a tendon. So today I was at the foot doctor. I said, hey, foot doctor, yeah, crazy. Pharmacist said, don't work out. Yeah, don't work out. No, not on this. No. Even after you're done with it, wait a week. Then go work out. You'll snap a tendon, he tells me. I go, that's for real? And he goes, it can happen. I said 0.011% or whatever. And he goes, it can happen. I go, look, they're talking about old people with broken legs and hips and shit. I ain't that. He goes, you're that. I said, oh. So I'm going to work out tonight. Prove him wrong. I'm going to come back. I got to come back tomorrow, both arms in a sling. I tried to work out on my pecs, and this is the best I got. All right, let's do the show, shall we? And all my arms are in a sling. Welcome to the show, everybody. If I didn't say your name, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It means we got a lot of show to do, which I'm going to try to do in this condition. Just waking up. That's why we were late. I just woke up. I fell asleep. Yeah. Also, the medication makes you very sleepy. I forgot. All right. All right. Let's get to work. So, thanks, Jeanette. Oh, wait, hold on. Usually, she sends two, and there it is. It's $12 to $12.20 on PayPal from Jeanette. What the holy mother of Jiminy Grismi Sacamper. The support from Jeanette is off the edge. It is. Thank you very much. Mucho gusto, lady. I don't know. It's one of those nights, Jeanette. I'm in a mood, obviously. Oh, no. Oh, I knew it. I meant to come in here before the show and clear up my freaking shit from the other night show. And I did another members thing and didn't put it out today. I fell asleep. So another members video later on tonight, around midnight. Eastern. Maybe Pacific. I don't know. We'll see. I still have to do something to it. All right. All right. Let's just get. Screw this. I'll go through everything. It doesn't matter. This show. You know what this show is? It's Monday. It's Monday. And all you're going to get from me out of this is opinions. This is the facts right here. See that? See how I did? Opinions, facts. You know, erase that. Erase. Jurassic erase. Take this cloth and make his face erase. I think I'm right. I think they are the disinfo people. No. No. Avi Loeb has gathered what he is calling possible alien technology on the bottom of the ocean floor. Lord knows how much money they spent. It had to be at least $1 million to do that little expedition, to go out there in the middle of the Pacific freaking Ocean to a location where a meteor said to have hit in 20-something. We're going to go down there. We're going to look on sonar. Hey, why don't you grab Mr. Jacques Valet Cousteau over here and take him down with you? And while you're at it, leave him there. Let him gather some more barnacles on the ideas that he grew up with. His time has come. It's over for him. Avi is now taking over the gullible ship. Oh, no. He still has a few things to say on the way out. But Avi is going to make sure the gullibility factor remains. You know, it makes me sick to my stomach, disgusted in science to see what Avi Loeb did, manipulate the world the way he did, talking about alien metals, the bottom of the frickin' ocean floor, from a meteor that hit the sky. He thinks it was an alien ship. I don't know how you get this shit. And why are people funding him? He speaks like he's retarded. I don't care if he's got an accent. I don't like the guy. I think he's full of shit. Yeah, I said it when he first came out. And then, I was nice for a little while because Third Phase of Moon did an interview with him. And I thought, okay, maybe I'm wrong about the guy and I'll listen in. And I listened in and I got more agitated and I got more frustrated, listening to this guy talk as if he's going to solve ufology in 2 freaking years. He's going to build something, all these telescopes that go on top of buildings. We're going to put 100 of them around the world. And we're going to spend over $100 million looking for an alien ship in the middle of space. Just point it. Just point it out there. You'll find it. Go for it, Avi. You can do it. You can do it all, Avi. You're the best, Avi. Avi, who's going to question you? You're so smart. I know this is something I got to do. It's in me, and Harvard is going to follow me, and they're going to do what I say because I'm Avi Loeb. I'm the king of science because I'm from Harvard. I'm embarrassed. And that is what you get with that side of ufology. That. It sickens me. Sickens me. I don't even know who I am anymore. No, I know who I am. Oh, yeah. I'll get back to that Avi Loeb. Yeah. We'll get back to him in a second. I got to show you this. And the other day, if everybody's still going crazy about MH370, why I have no freaking clue. The Mick West. The MH370 alien hoax should have been laid to rest when it was discovered. It used 1990s era stock footage. Now I understand what he's talking about. But people said that was fake. I think I showed that on freaking Saturday. Who the hell knows? What did we do? Friday. Oh, by the way, this Friday I said I would do more, we would keep up doing the discussion panel, have people come in and a lot of people came in Saturday. Very encouraging. Very encouraging. The only thing I'd like to see is a little more, not that you need to, but I would like it if there was a little more professionalism when you came on the Goof On. I understand I make jokes when I'm here, right? I'm the joke maker. but coming on, and it was fun for 5 minutes, the Kermit the Frog thing. I get it. I know who it was. A lot of people don't. So, I don't mind it for at least 5 minutes. But for 2 hours, that was tough. And people just, I don't think anybody would do that on John Greenwald's panel show. But people want to try their, do their routine here. I just am going to have to cut it off next time. It's very distracting. It is. And it takes away from the show. It takes away a little bit of what we try to do here as a credible entity in the field. Even though I joke around and play what I play and whoever I am. Yeah, when I'm by myself. But as you can tell, 99% of the time when I have a discussion show, you don't see me horsing around too much. I try to keep the show moving, not be distracting, and I don't even vape on camera. I turn it off so nobody sees me vaping because I think that shouldn't be seen when we're live. Neither should the emblem of the show, but it's better than seeing me vape or smoke weed or something, So I would appreciate if you guys, and hey, if I lose a few, that's the price of trying to look a little bit more professional. And I'm not saying this is the most professional show. It's not. It's just, if you want to do an act, at least talk to me before you come on. See if it's okay. See if I approve. For 5 minutes, it's fine. That's all I'm saying. And there are other things, but I'm not going to get into it. It's just, I don't think people would try that shit on a Mick West show or Theories of Everything or Lex Fridman or, but here, the respect value goes down, I guess, because I'm me. Andrew, members for 3 months. I love my weed and you. Thank you, Andrew, and I appreciate you being a member. I know you have to renew these things, and I appreciate it when you do. I really do. Thank you, and I got new members list I'm going to be putting out tomorrow during the show, and congratulate those who are members here. I couldn't believe it. Thank you very much, everybody. Paula Faust throwing down $2, 2-pound super dono. It's a beautiful thing when Paula Faust likes to sing. I don't know. Thank you, Paula. You're a continuing supporter of Goof On as well. Thank you for your help. And mucho gusto generoso. Young lady. Thank you. What? Did I hurt some feelings? Come on. I don't. We don't. When people tune in, right, and they want to watch the show, never seen Goof On, then they come in, they see a puppet in the corner. We got 4 screens blacked out. Just me and Ice Cream Shots and Bob are the only 3 out of 9 that are, or 10 that are showing our faces. And Sapphire Elf does too, and some others do, but just because I'm out of control doesn't mean the show should be out of control. I don't mind humor. I love humor. It's funny. Kermit was funny, for a minute. But when you try to have a discussion in ufology, that needs to be cut out after 5 minutes. Anyway, the MH370, Scott Brown threw down some words. Yeah, the shadow banning's really strong. I noticed that all day today. The last thing I'm going to say, he says about this ridiculous waste of time hoax MH370 video, these multiple parts have been confirmed to be the parts of the aircraft. So I don't know if you guys remember that they did find pieces of the plane. Everybody's like, bullshit, that's all a fake. No, no, they had serial numbers and parts that matched up. And that's what Scott shows us here, I think. Yeah, something. Yep. So the plane was most likely shot down. How was it flying around it? How did it get stuck in a loop and all that stuff? I don't know what happened. Maybe there was air pressure or something happened. They all got knocked out and the plane just flew around in circles, then ran out of gas, went down. I don't know. So many problems with that story. It's sad too, man. All those people that died. Anyway, can't believe we still don't know what happened. All right, and as you know, there's not going to be any hearings anytime soon. In case you haven't heard, you can forget about hearings in ufology. Yes, shadow banning is bad. I noticed on other shows in ufology earlier today, like, wow, usually I see that show with this many in and I see this. Even Amy this morning had less. We're having a lot less than we usually do. It's just the way it is. We're going to have 1 or 2 average weeks, 1 bad week, and 1 good week. That's the way it is, and I don't care anymore. It is what it is. People aren't going to like us. All right, let's get to Socorro. Get the hell out of here. Before I get there, I'm going to play you this. Is from, I believe, yes, Major John Samford's statement on flying saucers on July 31st, 1952. This is the famous TV sighting. This is the interview he did. And to me, holy mackerel. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. And this is 1952. What is that? 62, 72, 82, 92, 02. 12, 71 years ago. Ready? In 5. Your mother's got no neck. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the greatest thing I've ever seen. It doesn't get any better than that. That's a legitimate UFO. No, that's not. Oh. Well, Jeremy Corbell said he remembered seeing something that looked like it was on a string at the beginning of this video. I thought that was it. And then he said it wasn't a string. It was the tail from the lizard people. Hello, everybody. My name is John Sanford. Sanford and Son. I've come here to read statements and do a very bad act of caring. I will not smile. I will not chuckle. Wait, I smiled last time. And I will not blink. But I will find you. I will use this microphone. And I will kill you.
The so-called flying saucers. The Air Force interest in this problem has been due to our feeling of an obligation to identify and analyze to the best of our ability anything in the air that may have the possibility of threat or menace to the United States. In pursuit of this obligation, since 1947, we have received and analyzed between 1,000 and 2,000 reports that have come to us from all kinds of sources. Of this great mass of reports, we have been able adequately to explain the great bulk of them, explain them to our own satisfaction. We've been able to explain them as hoaxes, as erroneously identified friendly aircraft, as meteorological or electronic phenomena, or as light aberrations. However, there have been a certain percentage of this volume of reports that have been made by credible observers of relatively incredible things. It is this group of observations that we now are attempting to resolve. Our basic difficulty in dealing with these is that there is no measurement of them that makes it possible for us to put them in any pattern that would be profitable for a deliberate, custom sort of analysis.
Beautiful, right? We don't have a category to put them in. We have no idea what they are. They make incredible new maneuvers, and these are incredible claims made by credible people that we're taking very seriously because they're nice people. Nice people. That's all. Very credible people. What do you mean by credible? Well, they're very nice. Ah, you broke bread with them? I sure have. Well, in the mess hall. Huh? I love this. I love this little 5-minute, 3-minute, whatever this is.
To take the next step. We have, as of date, come to only one firm conclusion with respect to this remaining percentage. And that is,
you see that eyebrow? We're going to do some body language today with the behavioral panel.
Is that it does not contain any pattern of purpose or of consistency that we can relate with to any conceivable threat to the United States. Is that...
What's next?
We can say that the recent sightings are in no way connected with any secret development by any department of the United States.
Does that sound familiar? Who just said that? Kirkpatrick. Dan Kirkpatrick. Oh, yeah, who, what? The Kirkpatrick guy from Arrow. Dr. K. He said that. There is no connection between what people are reporting and unidentified UAP or whatever he says. And they're not off-world or not, they're not alien, pa-deep. We found nothing connecting these sightings to anything off-planet, off-world, off-nugget. Come on, John. Spit it out.
I can say that the recent sightings are in no way connected with any secret development by any agency of the United States.
You know, his eyebrow didn't move the whole time he made that statement. But earlier, that eyebrow was dancing around like it had somewhere to go.
It is this group of observations that we now are attempting to resolve. Our basic difficulty in dealing with these is that there is no measurement of them that makes it possible for us to put them in any pattern that would be profitable for a deliberate, custom sort of analysis to take the next step.
Oh, maybe he's telling the truth there. Maybe he's telling the truth right there. Wow, that's good stuff. He looked truthful.
We have, as of date, come to only one firm conclusion.
Here we go.
With respect to this remaining percentage.
The dancing eyebrow.
And that is that it does not contain any pattern of purpose or of consistency that we can relate with to any conceivable threat to the United States.
Well, wait a minute. Where the hell's that eyebrow that was dancing around like a caterpillar trying to come out of the cocoon?
The great bulk of them explain them
right?
to our
You had that eyebrow dancing before.
Percentage of this volume of reports that have been made by credible observers of relatively incredible things.
Here we go.
It is this group of observations that we now are attempting to resolve.
When he said incredible things, that eyebrow went way up. This guy's truthful. He's pretty good. I guess that's why I liked it. Here's Donald Kehoe. Colonel Kehoe, is it?
Watch me for the signal there, sir.
I'll start.
Is that him?
Throw it down.
Hold it, boys.
Yeah, that's Donald Kehoe. Didn't he run Project Blue Book? My memory solves me.
Major Keyhole, as author of the book Flying Saucers Are Real, what is your opinion of these new sightings of unidentified objects?
With all due respect to the Air Force, I believe that some of them will prove to be of interplanetary origin. During a 3-year...
Wow. Interplanetary. That's right here in the solar system. Wow, I don't remember hearing him speak. This is cool.
During a 3-year investigation, I found that many pilots have described objects of substance and high speed. One case, pilots reported their plane was buffeted by an object which passed them at 500 miles an hour. Obviously, this was a solid object, and I believe it was from outer space.
Why would he say this? Oh, man, I'll tell you why. Because years earlier and all leading up to 1952, they were seeing these crescent-shaped craft, or boomerang-shaped in most cases. You know what Kenneth Arnold saw. That's what was being flown around. Some people think that was when the B-52 bomber, is it? The stealth bomber came to life. I don't think it could have been that soon. In 1947? No way. That was a one-winged UFO they saw. Oh, that's it. Pretty amazing. Hey, look at this. It didn't put me back into my normal... That's weird. After you get rid of whatever it is you're presenting, it's supposed to snap you back into this screen, and it didn't. I've never seen that happen before. Hold on, let me try that again. I think we have a glitch in the Matrix, Charlie. Let's see if it does it again. So now when I hit stop, yeah, it worked that time. That's weird. Anyway, I'll put the link to that video in the show description immediately following the show. And I just think ufology served us better back then. But if you look at the interviews, you look at the TV interviews with these people in the military, they're saying exactly the same things we're hearing today. I'm not joking. It's identical. It's even, they talk about the threat. I mean, that's what that was about in the beginning, talking about the threat. So, pretty amazing. Yeah, it looks like my face looks cartoonish. Hold on, I think there's a setting that does that. I'm going to, it is. There's one called Touch Up My Appearance. It's new. I didn't put that on. There, let's see. It actually helps. Yeah, let's keep that on. Well, let's keep Touch Up My Appearance on. Yeah, it gets rid of my circles. I look almost too good. I mean, that's bizarre. I don't have skin that good. I don't. I've got... who cares? I don't even have teeth in. I don't know. They put teeth in me. No, those are the teeth. All right, here we go. Back to work. Man, something must have happened today because I am resetting everything to show. I don't like that. You don't understand. All right, I want to show you one more thing, and then I'll get into the Socorro. Socorro. You want to see Socorro? We'll talk about Socorro. Oh. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Here's this is old footage. Dilbert Newhouse. And I want to show this to you because these are the things that people like me have captured. Others just watch. You'll see dots, but these dots aren't bad dots. These are good dots. These are famous dots, by the way. These are Delbert Newhouse's dots. Does that name not ring a bell? It should. Whoa, that was weird. I went to hit. It made it short screen. Something's going on tonight. This is 32 millimeter, 64, 88. Apparently, these were metallic disc-shaped objects that look like they're white on film. But nonetheless, here we have a fleet of what looks to be very interesting dotted UFOs. I mean, that was just amazing. I really don't like the sound of the fake camera running, so we'll turn that off. Hold on. Green screen just broke. You watch this. Can't believe this night. This is a bizarre night. Yeah, I can't believe it, man. I can't. I'm being haunted. Don't like this hauntedness. Your sister's ass. It's always something. I'm coming. No professionalism. How could they do this show? This guy's the worst. The worst, I tell you. All right. So I just showed you those to get you warmed up. Look at this. It's not snapping back. It's so bizarre. Snaps back, wash after wash. Why does it do this? I shouldn't be able to do that. Oh, that's so bizarre. Yeah, it shouldn't be able to do that, but it is tonight. I don't know why. To go to screen sizes, I shouldn't be able to go to unless I have a video playing or a picture showing. Very bizarre. What's that? Aussie Tiger, a member for 15 months using one of your supers. Wow, 15 months. It does feel like one. Thank you for being a member again. Thank you, Aussie Tiger. Showing you true dedication to goof on there. Mr. Choufet, Ed Choufet, with his $1 super dono. It's pure love here tonight at Goof On. You too can help support Goof On the same way as Ed Choufet. Or as I say, Ed Choufet. Shuffet? No, I don't like that. Choufet. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out as well. And Moonlick throwing down $2.73. Dude needs to smooth out his afro. Please assist. When did you put this in? 15 minutes ago almost. Damn it. I'm sorry. But he does. You're right. He does need to, whoever it is you're talking about. I think you're talking about Avi Loeb. Whoever it is, you're right. Well, thank you for the $2.73 super chat. Moonlick, the continuing supporter of Goof on 2. All right. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. I appreciate you guys. So, Socorro, Lonnie Zamora. What's that? And David Wilcox. Yes, I do. I see it. It says it came in, and I don't see how, 30 minutes ago, 32 minutes ago. I didn't see it till now. That's bizarre. Thank you very much, David Wilcox. I don't know why yours come in. It's not just you. It's happened with other people. But thank you very much for the $25 on PayPal. David Wilcox, who's a huge supporter of the show. Huge. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Even with my fake face. My cartoon face. I don't know if I like it. It looks too weird. You know what I'll do? When I get a tan, then I'll turn it off. I don't know. The pool's still not done. They said it's only going to take 3 weeks. It's been 5 already. So we have no pool where I live for the last 5 weeks. So nice to be included. I don't go in it anyway. I just like being around it. All those beautiful bodies hovering around that pool. My God, I haven't seen so many walrus-type bodies in my life. The wrinkles that people get, it's unbelievable. Some people get out of the pool and they have to shake and all this water goes all over. It's like, where was it in the fold of their skins? And wrinkles. They literally bring up 1 to 2 gallons of water in the folds. Huh? It's a true story. Lonnie Zamora was the police officer who saw a UFO, which looked like, well, you can see an egg shape. And it had this symbol on it, which you can see as well. Not only that, there was trace evidence of footprints of 2 beings that he said he saw. That's the guys right there, yep. And it looked like they had some sort of suit, you know, like worker outfit on, as he called it, or whatever, overalls, I don't know. Everybody called everything overalls back then, right? So he watches these 2 beings get out, and it looked like they were looking on the ground, he said, like they were like working on the ship. And I think they made eye contact with him. And when it took off, there was trace evidence of it burning the brush. Now, this is New Mexico, so you can imagine the desert brush. I know what they're talking about. I'll show you a video here in a minute. And trace evidence with a tripod, or what I think was a tripod. Here in the picture, it looks like it could have been a quad pod. Maybe it was 3, but I thought it was 3 imprints on the ground, the landing gear, with the little tiny footprints. Let me pull up a video. There's a video that goes over the Lonnie Zamora story. It's actually really good, short. I have to go to my history. I didn't think I would need it, but I want it. I don't need it. I just want it. I want to play the video instead of explaining it all myself. Here we go. Huh? Oh. See all. All right, where are we? Oh, we've got to talk about this. Yes. Oh, I got so much to go over. All right, I got to remind myself. Oh, that's what I did down here. Oh, I'm glad I just remembered that, too. I wrote something down. Hold on. Do you know there's several other cases where people are freaking out on airplanes, seeing ghosts, and things like what the crazy plane lady said. He is not real. Other people have said, I just saw what looked like this, or a ghost of that, or something that wasn't there showed up in front of these people on these planes. And it's becoming like this thing, and we'll go over it, but it's becoming this like world-known thing that on airplanes, ghosts are appearing in front of people or next to people, and they're freaking out. Now, you can account it to drugs. You could say that, but not always. Anyway, we'll talk about that. All right. Where's that Lonnie Zamora? I need you, Lonnie. Oh, that's what I want to go over too. Glitches in the Matrix. Uri Geller. Where is it? It must be yesterday when I came up with it, I think. I think it is yesterday. Here we go. You know, that's it. No, seriously. Seriously. I think I'm losing my mind. No. I might be. Look, guys, I know for a fact that I looked at a video about Lonnie Zamora, right? And it was an incredible story, the way it was told. And I'm looking for what may be a short version of it. But I'm really freaked out that this happens. It's very, very weird. Something happened today that was really weird. It doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, here we go. It's funny. Yeah, I can't find that specific video. That's sad. That sucks. Well, I could maybe play this. Here we go. Something's off, guys.
Case, along with all the details which make it so scary, mysterious, and inexplicable. On April 24th, 1964, Police Sergeant Lonnie Zamora was going about his usual business. He called radio dispatch at 5:45 p.m. to report that he was pursuing a speeding vehicle through the deserts near Socorro, New Mexico. But that wasn't the last call he made that day. Minutes later, Zamora made another.
God, I would hope not. I hope the guy's working a little bit. All right. Then he sees the dot.
Mile away. At first, Zamora thought the bright light was likely a flame and decided to investigate. It seemed that the flame was descending calmly towards the ground. Zamora was expecting a fire or an aircraft, a dynamite explosion of aircraft.
That's what he drew. 1964 sketches from the Aerial Phenomenon Research Organization.
And that it had 4 legs.
4, okay. I thought it was 3.
He described it as an egg-shaped metallic object, off-white in color, and seemingly made of aluminum. But that's not the strangest part. Beside the object, Zamora saw 2 beings. He claimed that these people were either small adults or large kids. There were no
And then they're talking about this sign that was on the side.
words alongside it. Nothing to imply that the craft was associated with NASA, the US Army, or the Air Force. It didn't match any known alphabets, either current or extinct.
All right, so let's talk about that. That's actually really a good point. Nothing from the Americans, Russia, China, or Iran. You got to include them now. The news does. Well, News Nation does, but not really the news, but fake news. Well, that's an interesting little symbol that nobody's ever really figured out that I know of. I mean, people think they know, but how do they really know? What is it? The symbol for boron? Sorry, Seinfeld. You know? Here is the insignia I observed. Lonnie Zamora. It looks like Lorraine Grandma.
Nothing recognizable at all. According to Zamora's claims, the craft then started moving upwards into the air, and a huge blue and orange flame started.
And if I may add, doesn't this look man-made though? That doesn't look like anything I would imagine that comes from another civilization. And what he described as 2 beings, that could have been little people or short people that could fit inside this little machine. Who built it? Did we build it? It doesn't act like anything we had back in the day, right?
Emitting from the bottom of the craft. Terrified and confused, Zamora ran, dropping his glasses in the process.
Nah.
The craft continued rising into the air, accompanied by a roaring sound, and that it changed from a high frequency to a low.
The roar, the noise was a roar, not a blast, not like a jet, from high frequency to low frequency, and then it stopped. The roar lasted possibly 10 seconds, was going toward at the time of the rough gravel road, saw flames about
low frequency, before suddenly stopping.
The investigation begins.
Try to investigate maybe, I thought maybe blast. We got a dynamite check to the west there. I thought to investigate maybe, I thought maybe blowed up. So I started up there real fast. Halfway through it, I stuck my head out the window, out of the car, and I seen this flight object, excuse me.
Tic-tac.
I didn't know what it was at that time. I thought it was a car that had turned over, vehicle that turned over. I started out real fast so I could maybe help the people in the car. I went up to it close, about 200 feet. I was 200 feet from it. I got off the car and started forward when I heard this big noise again, same noise, and the flame coming from under it. I got scared and started running back. I ran about 50 feet from it. Afterwards, I didn't hear the noise no more. I just lifted up my head to see what was happening. It was real quiet then, and I saw this white object just take off towards the west there, smooth out.
Did it leave any kind of a vapor trail when it took off?
No, sir, it didn't. Just quiet, no trail, no nothing.
But it did make a roar at the time you approached it.
A big roar, yes, sir, yes.
And you could actually see the flame in under it?
Yes, sir, I did.
Was it standing on legs?
Yes, sir, legs. I call it legs, yes.
And and you thought there were 4 of these?
Apparently there was on the markings on the ground. It was 4 legs, yes.
You know, that sounds like a Tic Tac to me. Just, when did Roswell happen? 20 years earlier? Well, 17 years earlier. 47 to 64. So, not even 2 decades later, Lonnie Zamora sees what we would call a Tic Tac UFO. In 1964, he sees this. Do you really think we back-engineered alien craft from a 1947 Roswell crash and in 17 years able to put people in it, fly around and hover? Sure. If it was easy to do, yeah. What if the craft, maybe they found this craft in an archaeological dig site and it worked and it came with instructions and they were using it. We know nothing. We really know nothing. Because you would almost have to believe, out of all the stuff that they've unearthed and found in tombs and pyramids, underground, underwater, in the ice, it's very, 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 very possible we could have been led to find these things. Maybe there was a map that showed where they were, in the secret room in the Sphinx. Who knows, man? I know, but that was after. All I know is this is an incredible sighting. And Lonnie Zamora is just a cop, man, just a regular dude. You can tell he doesn't have the best education, doesn't speak perfect English. He's using just slang, pretty much. But it does not make him less of an observer. And the guy did the right thing. He drew sketches, right? He remembered, called it in. Listen to the rest. Hey, Ben. Huh? Oh, Dorothy. I didn't see you there. Thank you, Dorothy Hawkins, with the $2. Yeah, you went to Canada or somewhere. Thank you, Dorothy, for the super dono. It's pure love. Dorothy Hawkins, a continuing supporter of Goof On. Thank you so much, Dorothy. I appreciate you too. And Ben, the Yorkshire Goophonian, with the £2, £2 super dono. More love coming this way. It's a love fest tonight at Goof On. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Dorothy. Mucho gusto, generoso. Agush, agush. Thanks, y'all. That sounded like Tim Burchett. Thanks, y'all. Y'all better not come around here. Nah, I don't want to do that.
In other words, you examined it later on.
Yes, we did. Me and State Police, New Mexico State Police.
After it took off, did you go back to get help?
No, I radioed help from the car, and he came on out here.
I see. And when you went back to examine it, what did you find near where it had been parked?
Well, the bush was there around there, greasewood and grass was still burning. So, and I saw his markings on the ground, prints and everything else.
There were prints as if it had been standing on these legs.
Right.
Did the legs go up into the object when it took off? Did you notice that?
No, sir, I didn't notice it was fast.
And after it got into the air, did the roar stop?
Yes, sir, when it came straight up.
Zamora and Chavez began their investigations by moving closer to the scene, and what they found corroborated Zamora's initial claims.
They found the
Smoke was rising from the area, and a burned branch was found, but there were no flames. Like somebody cut.
The bushes were smoldering like somebody cut them from the top with some big flamethrower. Lonnie was white as a corpse, and he ain't exactly no pale face normally. He was sweating like a spent horse, but it was a cold sweat.
Cut them from the top with some big flame. None of their craft were involved, and that they had no explanation for the incidents. All witnesses at the site agreed that these marks were fresh, and that they had been made by something of impressive size and weight, and in the days to come. Many witnesses came forward to back up Zamora's claims. Some have reported hearing the same sound as Zamora.
True, there were also several witnesses who claimed to clearly remember hearing a loud roar at around the same time that Zamora claimed. Several of them would even state to hearing the second roar that Zamora claimed occurred as he left his car. Stanford would also learn from the Socorro police records that 3 separate members of the public had made reports to the dispatch desk of a bright glowing object rising in the sky. These reports would have been received before the incident had received any publicity. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Lots of good stuff. A few minutes before Zamora's sighting, someone telephoned an Albuquerque television station to report a UFO was heading south of the city. So there were people out there seeing stuff. Edgewood Man says he shot at and hit a... Oh! I didn't know this. Somebody shot at it, could have hit it. Says he hit it. Look at this. A rash of unidentified flying... you can see here. Your sister's got knuckles for brains. Where'd it go? Forget it. This one egg-shaped and shiny. And shiny, says policeman. Another flying saucer. Yeah, we get it. There's plenty of sightings going on.
Tourists came up here and wanted gasoline.
Oh, this is Ray Stanford's interview with Opal Grinder, the other witness. This is great. A lot of you don't know this, including me.
What it was.
Well, that tourist came up here and wanted gasoline. He come from the south. And he said, your aircraft around here flies awfully low. I said, well, how was that, sir? He said, well, it like knocked me off the road out there. He said, it must have been in trouble. He said, a policeman was going to it. So I asked him, was it the helicopter? He said, no. He said, if it was, it's a funny-looking one. So he went on about his affairs, and I was making up the bank deposits for the bank at 15 to 6, and that was the same time he was here. And the next morning, well, it dawned on me that the time element was the same time that the tourist was in here, that Zamora went to that object that was on the ground there. And I called the radio station, told him Zamora was not telling a lie because the tourist seen something and didn't think much of it. And he saw the policeman also going to the object that was on the ground, which was a UFO.
Opal, 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 Opal. Well, there was several witnesses. And
the man, who was visiting his father, claimed that the craft was disturbing his father's horses in the middle of the night.
Look at this.
He described seeing the same flame as Zamora, and also reported indentations on the ground, along with a patch of smoldering earth. An investigating officer attended the scene and reported that this smoldering patch measured in at around 30 to 40 feet in diameter. In short, these testimonies were very similar to Zamora's testimony.
That is unbelievable. I had no idea that there was that other sighting like that. All things good. Agoosh with the 10-pound, 10-quid super agoosh chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate the 10 bones. Hope things are going good with all things good. Mucho gusto generoso. Oh, that was about 5 minutes ago. Okay, thank you very much, man. I appreciate you. Love the yellow. Yellow is a good color. Thank you. Oh. Oh, that's right. Let's do it now before I forget. All right. I am going to end the poll in a little bit, but there's a poll in the chat room that I put up. I saw Dorothy's comment. What makes someone a credible person? For the first one, I put they have experience over 5 years. The second one is evidence proving their claims. Third is having a PhD, bachelor's degree, etc. And speak confidently, sounds honest. That actually got 8%. That had almost the same exact votes as someone having experience. 17% of you have lost your minds. I'll end that poll in about 20 minutes. So far, 81% of you believe evidence proving their claims that makes somebody credible. There's no other answer. How can there be? Well, okay, you could say I'm credible, right? You could say it. He talks about these sightings, even though I've showed him. Let's imagine I never did show you one thing. Why would you say I'm credible without showing you anything? Right? There's no reason for it. Like, people call Travis Taylor a credible person. I see him far from it. Not because I want to, but because he's a TV guy. And what I've seen him do on that Skinwalker Ranch show is unforgivable. Unforgivable. Making claims without proving what you're talking about. As a scientist, and him with his degrees and all that, making such calls and claims on a TV show that few people still watch or watched. It's just wrong. Anyway, so back to this, this case to me is just so incredibly credible that nobody would ever have to have seen a UFO in their lives with the evidence that's been produced so far in great detail. There's trace evidence here. 2 places. Footprints. The same stories are being told by people who don't even know each other. That's credible. That's a credible story. Yeah. More than 2 witnesses. I mean, there's plenty. It's just remarkable. See, that's what I get nutty about. It's like all the good stuff seemed to have already happened. And I really believe that the UFOs will not come close to civilians or any one of us again. I think that people have gotten crazier and crazier over time. They freak out. But if you're an alien and you want to abduct somebody, you have control over the entire situation. Time and space, you can go through walls, ceilings, and whatever you want to go through to get your victim. So to them, we're not a challenge. But to us, they're a threat. And I was, that movie Signs. Do you remember what happened in Signs? what started the aliens going crazy. At first, they were just there. They were just checking out the scene. And then Mel Gibson goes over to the guy who killed his wife's house, chops the fingers off of that alien, which triggered the threat to the aliens. And they got very upset at that. And they decided to go after his family. That one alien did. But not only that, they left the planet knowing we're not nice people. We're not. Our first act against them is chopping their fingers off, locking them in a closet. Of course. If you come on our planet unannounced and then show up in mass numbers, well, that's not what happened at first. At first, in signs, it was just the crop circles, and then people were seeing aliens near the crop circles in some strange lights. And that's when what's-his-name says, they used them as maps. Then when they chopped the fingers off the alien, then they appeared in the sky and were hovering and all over. They could take us out whenever they want. I believe so. And they will. They will.
After Zamora had seen the UFO, and they began what seemed suspiciously like a large cover-up. On April 25th, Army Captain Richard T. Holder, along with FBI agents Arthur Barnes, interviewed Zamora. During the interview, Zamora claimed that he believed he'd perhaps seen some type of secret experiment.
Yeah, we know. There was no evidence presented that the object was extraterrestrial in origin or represented a threat to the security of the United States. Investigating officers from the Air Force Project Blue Book had taken over the site, gleaned every piece of burned brush and rocks, and, reportedly, fused sand. They had cleaned out the gully, taking the physical evidence away to sites unknown. No independent scientists or researchers had been able to learn the results of any analysis the Air Force might have done. Dr. James E. McDonald, fight for UFO science. Yeah, right. Anyway, Lonnie Zamora experienced an event which left quite an impression on him. He was a serious officer, a pillar of his church, and a man well versed in recognizing airborne vehicles in his area. He was puzzled by what he saw, and frankly, so am I. And yet, I have always had some doubt about this case, even though it is the best documented case on record. In spite of the fact that I conducted the most thorough investigation that was humanly possible, the vehicle or stimulus that scared Zamora to the point of panic has never been found. Has never been found. Has never been found. Bum 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 bum. Here's some witnesses again. Here's Lonnie Zamora. Oh, this is good. This is right. Oh, I remember now this part. Go.
Did you know that? Yes, it did. Not from that far. I didn't see the markings. When I went up closer to it, I did see the markings.
And someone said that the markings, as you saw it, was an upside-down V with 3 lines running through it.
No, sir. I couldn't tell you that because they still don't want me to say nothing about the markings.
No, they don't want you to say anything about the markings. All right, we won't question you on that. And if we run into an area that they don't want you to talk about, will you just say so? And this happened about 5:30 Friday afternoon.
It's a...
Wow. They don't want him talking. Crazy. There you go. There you go. I don't know what these could mean, to be honest. It's not ball lightning, as you see here. That was one of the explanations given. It wasn't a space probe. They tried coming up with every excuse. And then you got the documents here. Every excuse to make this not real. Comment initially believed to be the observation of lunar module type configuration. Effort to date cannot place vehicle at site. Case carried as unidentified. Pending additional data. It landed and took off. It didn't crash. It didn't hang out and couldn't take off. It took off.
A whole lot to discuss here. We used a lot of this for the bulk of the information in the video, but I do want to go to this quick little summary right here. A police officer described as sober, dependable, mature, and not known to engage in flights of fantasy reported seeing an unidentified flying object rise from the earth with a roar, emitting a bluish and orange flames, and disappear over a distant mountain. There is no indication in the reference teletype that Air Force had been invited. Burn. Yeah, so these are like the four legs of the craft, I'm assuming, and some burned dirt burn, and some.
So this is amazing. This is some of the work that was done, showing the evidence of what was there on the ground. Measurements were taken. Everything was done. That's what that other guy said. We did everything humanly possible to figure out what this was, and we don't know what it is. The burned brush was burned from the top to the ground. So they noticed that was interesting. It wasn't like somebody dropped a cigarette or the flame started from the bottom and, went upward. It was from the top down.
This would be 5 circles. So maybe the 4 legs and a burned bush, maybe? Close-up of 5 footprints. This 5 right here? Yeah, I can't really make out
I can't either.
This image at all. I'm assuming
I like this picture over here. See all the way to the right that I'm circling this? It looks like somebody drew a little face on their thumb and put a thumbprint on the thing right here. See it? There's an eye, there's the mouth, a little broken nose.
Footprint means like the print of like one of the legs of the ship. I'm not sure if it actually means like an alien footprint. But yeah.
Isn't it amazing how whitewashed this evidence is? That's not what they look like. These pictures look much better than this. This is such horse crap. There we go.
Here's
That's
a real good close-up of an incinerated bush.
Hard to tell what it is. I don't understand.
Yeah. Close-up of vehicle.
Look at the scratch marks on. Why would somebody do this?
Print. This is a much better photo.
Oh yeah, you can see the footprint right here. Here it is. I guess. But look where. Oh wait, that's got to be. Wait. Why are there these rocks around it? Did they put these rocks around it? That is bizarre.
I think the burned bush is right next to it. So yeah, it's just some more photos I'll just briefly go through.
Terrible.
I think, yeah, we were here. This is a cool one. I think these are more of the prints. And then a second round of photos. Let me actually zoom in. Just in case anybody wants to see. I think I only ended up using the burnt bush one. There is Lonnie Zamora and San Chavez. I think that's it. I think some of these are just repeating now. Yeah.
All right. Terrible. Look at how it doesn't snap me back. It's so weird. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I'll put the link to that video so you can watch the rest of it or any parts I skipped over on your own leisure. But that is the Lonnie Zamora UFO case in a nutshell, pretty much. There's a lot to it. But holy mackerel, man. Those pictures look terrible. Whoever took those, that cannot be the final product. That's what the public sees. Right? We get to see the whited out, oversaturated bullcrap. Ben, the Yorkshire Goophony with a £2, 2 quid. Hey, you said this on Friday or Saturday. And remember, I said, yeah, of course. I've talked about it on the show before. Yeah. Yep, that was a good one. Of course I remember. I'm sorry you had to repeat that. Yeah, of course I've seen it. I think I did like a 55-minute show on it or something about 2 years ago. Yeah. That's one of the best cases out there too. But that has a lot to go over too, man. It has a lot in that case. Cover up everything from beginning to end. That whole thing it's a shame. Is that the one with the pilot died? Right? That's the name of the guy, Pentrich. No, I know the case. Thank you, Ben. I'll look it up again just to make sure. Mucho gusto, generoso. And Stephen Karn with the £2, 2 quid. Hey, man, my cousin's watching first time saying hi. Aisha. Hello, Aisha. I hope I said your name correctly. Aisha. Yeah, I believe I said it right. Welcome to Goof On. You know, normally I'm not this normal. Sometimes I wear a tie, and I shave. I take off the face modifier so you see the old bags. But tonight I thought I'd be fake, just like ufology. So now you have a real experience. You get to see how it is here for the first time at Goof On. And I'm joking. We take ufology very seriously here in a joking manner. Because it is so corrupt. How can you not point the finger at all of these people and say, there goes the bad guy. There goes the bad guy. Right? See, you need people like me so you can hide. See. Thank you, Stephen Karn. £2, 2 quid. Cuz watching. Aisha, welcome to Goof On. You can't leave. You can't leave. You're now part of the family. Officially on a... Oh, truthology for ufology for Aisha. See? Now you can't. Thank you, Stephen. But that's ufology. Let's go into some body language before I forget. I love the behavioral panel. These guys are awesome. I agree with 90% of what they say. And they believe in 10% of what I think. So let's take a look at what's going on. It's the perfect mix between GoofOn and the panel.
Talk about the UAP congressional hearings. Greg, tell us about the videos we're going to watch.
Yeah, quite simply, this is what you said. This is hearings from Congress, and the people asking the questions are, I believe, members of the House, I believe. But the people answering to are fighter pilots, both retired, and the middle guy is Mr. Grush, we've covered before, who is an intelligence officer who was involved in the program. And that's about as much as you need to know to start.
Based off of each of your experiences and observations, do you believe UAPs pose a potential threat to our national security?
I'll do it. Yes, and here's why. The technology that we faced was far superior than anything that we had, and you could put that anywhere. If you had one, you captured one, you reverse engineered it, you got it to work, you're talking something that can go into space, go someplace, drop down in a matter of seconds, do whatever it wants, and leave, and there's nothing we can do about it. Nothing.
Hey, let me ask you guys this. You know, the question is, are they a threat? And he says yes. And I say no. They look, for the most part, right? You can exclude the alien attack in Peru and all that other shit for now. But what he's talking about are the Tic Tacs. Are they a threat? No. No. You know what the threat is? Us shooting at them. Like, there's no other way we could alert the Tic Tac UFO that we're friendly, you know, do a little, you know, tilt your wing to one side as a wave. You know, what about that move? Nobody tried doing that. No. Yeah, if we had missiles, we're locking on and we're shooting. Great. You know why? Because that pilot wants to be the hero. That admiral wants to be the hero. Everybody wants to be the hero and capture one of these things. The thing is, you can't. You can't. And that's the threat. Because they can't catch them. They're literally, what do they call it? Not stereotyping somebody. They're judging them before they know them. Very racist. Very racist. We're racist towards aliens. Holy crap.
Okay. You too?
Well, I would also like to add, from a commercial aviation and military aviation perspective, we deal with uncertainty in our operating space as a matter of our professional actions. Identifying friend from foe is very important to us. And so when we have unidentified targets and we continue to ignore those due to a stigma or a fear of what it could be, that's an opening that our adversaries can take advantage of.
What steps should be taken to better?
Why would that be an opening that their adversaries would take advantage of, unless their adversaries were there watching? It makes no sense to me, that comment. Well, if the aliens are, if the UFOs are able to do this and show our weaknesses, that tells the adversaries that there's a weakness, and they may take, only if they had the same technology as the Tic Tac. So that may be kind of like a Freudian slip, almost like truth saying. Telling us the truth without knowing it. That it is our adversaries. And that's why I don't think it is. I think it's us. Yeah, makes sense. Us, black budget. Come on, pay attention.
Understand and respond to UAP encounters in the interest of national security.
There needs to be a location where this information is centralized for processing and operations on the front end have a feedback and can get best practices on how to process information, what to do, and to ensure that their reporting is being linked to. Right now, there is not a lot of back and forth.
Mr. Grush, in your complaint to the Intelligence Community Inspector, Inspector General, you claim that you believe information is being hidden. What kind of information do you think was hidden, and do you think it should remain hidden?
Yes, I can speak to that very briefly in unclassified manner. As you know, the preponderance of my complaint was classified to the intelligence communities. Both material acquisition and exploitation activity, also baselining the UAPs, but not sharing it with, intelligence professionals that are actually doing step briefs to pilots, that kind of information. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Greg, what do you got?
Yeah, I always love when somebody illustrates exactly what we mean by one of the big 5 pieces of body language. We talk about regulators, meaning how do we control conversation or turn taking and signaling. Watch it. It's beautiful because you watch Fravor raise his thumbs. You watch him lean over. You watch Grush's face go, it's on you. And then you see Graves, who is the shaved-haired guy, signal him with his head. So that's a great example of what we call regulators and a way to control a conversation. Fravor, who is the gray-haired guy with the glasses, who's the guy who saw the Tic Tac video, does yes and is telling down tone.
Greg just said he's the guy who saw the Tic Tac video. I think he misspoke.
With his head. So that's a great example of what we call regulators and a way to control a conversation. Fravor, who is the gray-haired guy with the glasses, who's the guy who saw the Tic Tac video, does yes and is telling down tone. Cadence is consistent. Throughout this, his hands are folded, but he illustrates with his thumbs. And, Joe Navarro says if you're steepling or have your hands folded and you raise your thumbs, that's confidence. So we'll take Joe's word for it. I think he knows. And then we'll look at tone. When he says nothing, listen to that change in tone. He's emphasizing nothing. His volume rises and falls when he says drop down. Then there's a request for approval. But you see that forehead up in this guy as a baseline. So there's nothing big. And then his lip compressions, I think, also mean nothing big. Now let's move to Graves. I think he has a new organization. His mission is about getting a clearinghouse for information. So,
the thing about Fravor and Graves, I think they mention it sometime in this presentation. They've told their story way more than Grush has. So they're seasoned vets, 4 to 5 years, right? Telling their story. They can now tell it like it really happened. Yeah. But not Grush. Grush is still bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I'm on TV. I can't believe I'm on TV. This is happening right now. I can't believe this is happening right now. I'm David Grush. Did I say that out loud? Oh my God, I think I did.
He has a mission statement. You can't miss it. It sounds rote. Bump, 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 bump. It is because that's his elevator speech for his new organization, and he's very clear. You could, however, pay attention to a little lilt in his voice, and his thumbs go up when he says, "Do you understand?" Then he responds with a down tone. When he's talking about these adversaries, he is telling, this is dangerous. If you have a gap, then you will create an opening for the adversary. Now, in my world, I'm an intel guy by trade. Anytime you have a gap, it's a bad thing. It doesn't mean that aliens are there. It doesn't mean any of that. It simply means there's a gap in us reporting something because there's a stigma associated, then we got a problem. The real truth about intelligence gathering is something you'll hear from me often here. I often don't make judgments on who we're talking to because that's not what intelligence gatherers do. We collect intelligence, we collect information, it's evaluated, turns into intelligence. And so a lot of times when you get like a pilot, he's going to collect. He's not going to try to understand what it means. There are whole businesses of analysts in the background who do nothing but that. Lots of guys who never see the light of day. They simply look at information and data and move it. Last time.
Oh my God, he just goes on and on and on, and I lose focus. Hold on a second. Hello? I just heard a woman's voice. I don't know what it said. It was mumbled. It sounded like this. It went, mum. It was mumbled. It's right behind me in the hallway. Anyway, you know what? I'm going to put this link to the behavioral panel in the show description. There's other things I'd like to go over, but I don't know, man. It takes them so long to go over everything, especially Greg. He speaks so long. It's like they're still talking about that part. 20 minutes.
That's zero airspeed.
Closure to the Inspector General.
Thank you. And
this is a good one. We'll do this and then watch.
Force guy who's in the intelligence business is going to have a very different thing. So it's worth us pointing those things out. The other thing is these two guys, probably their amygdala doesn't respond quite as quickly to stress as his does. That's something for us to keep in mind.
Based off of each of your experiences and observations, do you believe UAPs pose a potential threat to our national security?
I'll do it. Yes, and here's why. The technology that we faced was far superior than anything that we had, and you could put that anywhere. If you had one, you captured one, you reverse engineered it, you got it to work, you're talking something that can go into space, go someplace, drop down in a matter of seconds, do whatever it wants, and leave, and there's nothing we can do about it. Nothing.
Okay. You two?
Well, I would also like to add, from a commercial aviation and military aviation perspective, we deal with uncertainty in our operating space as a matter of our professional actions. Identifying friend from foe is very important to us. And so when we have unidentified targets and we continue to ignore those due to a stigma or a fear of what it could be, that's an opening that our adversaries can take advantage of.
What steps should be taken to better understand and respond to UAP encounters in the interest of national security?
There needs to be a location where this information is centralized for processing, and there needs to be a two-way communication loop so the operators on the front end have a feedback.
I think I said Grush said that earlier. I meant Graves if I said it wrong. I just realized I may have said it wrong. Anyway, this is just, I don't know. For some reason, again, it stuck. For some reason, this episode annoyed me. It was, I don't know, I fell asleep 3 times and I don't know. It just takes too long to go through an analysis. I think they can do things in a lot quicker, especially with 4 guys giving an analysis on each comment that's being made. But it doesn't matter what I believe, what you believe, what these guys believe from the behavioral panel. It's what you believe. And it always comes down to the personal, doesn't it? It has nothing to do with what ufology is doing, how many meetings we're having, a whistleblower congressional hearings, how many sightings are put out, how many claims are being made. It all comes down to what you believe in. And they know this. And I think they're doing a very bad job at creating a disclosure event from happening. I think they're way off target the way they're doing it. But you have to remember, it's always about money. It really is. I hate saying it, but in the end, it is. And they are trying to build that threat and tell us that aliens are a threat. If we can't catch up to them, if we can't shoot them down, if we can't study them, and they just take off when we get close, that's a threat. The threat is scary. Oh, wow, well, we better, tell our lawmakers and all those other people to pass certain laws, to get certain funding, to protect the people of the United States and possibly the world. And that's the scam. The scam is the threat. There is no threat that we know of. But do you think that the government would tell us there's a threat? Sure, they just did. For the last 6-7 years. Lou Elizondo, that's all he talked about. They're a threat, they're a threat, they're a threat. We're almost on a decade. Go with this bullshit. It is going to end. It will all come crashing to a halt. It'll all stop. It always does. And that's because people are saying important thing. The government won't allow it anymore. I think the government got the reaction they wanted from the public, and that was no reaction. When Grush came out, he wasn't even in the top 10 searches on Twitter after 24 hours. You think that would have been something as a 9/11 event. But no. They started taking down the interview on News Nation. Why? I don't know. Because they have to detach eventually. That's why. They have to. They have to put, all this has to come to an end. Their funding anymore. They don't get the things they are wanting. It will all come to an end. And then in a couple of years, we'll see some new people come into play. That's all. Same thing over and over. It's just to keep generating an interest in this a magical threat for our black budget programs. It's really silly. Oh, you got to see this. You got to see this. This is why I am so glad I did not go the easy way in ufology. You know, I could have gone the easy route, could have been on TV, could have been possible. I was heading in that direction until I started talking shit about everybody and knowing what I know and saw personally the corruption that goes on in this freaking community. It's disgusting. I could have gone the easy route, and I'm glad I didn't. I didn't, because then I'd look like these morons. Look at this shit. Just take a look at this, will you? From Skinwalker Ranch. It says UFO flies a half a mile in a second. Watch.
3, 2, 1. Perfect! Look at that, right up through the anomaly. That rocket went perfectly through the anomaly, didn't it?
Yeah,
it did.
It went straight up.
Okay. Can you take a look at this and tell me if it's a bug or a bird or what you think?
Where?
Right here.
Thank you, mute button. So the guy already says bug. He knows it is. He knows it. But watch what... Now Travis is going to sell it as a UFO because, well, it's TV.
Watch this. There's something screaming across there right
There's
after the
flapping
rocket.
of wings.
Dude, that's going a long way.
Look at this thing.
That field of view across there is across the whole mesa.
Even from here, I can see there's something wrong with that.
Frames a second. So he just went a half a mile in
1.12 seconds, I believe.
So it literally went from about halfway here in the mesa to above these trees over here in a second.
You guys, the comments on that video are insane. People are calling them out as idiots. Everybody can see it's an insect. It's got flapping wings. You can even see without zooming in. I can see it. Corrupt. That's the world we're living in. Shane Reed. Oh, man, that's right. I got to text you. $11. Good to see everyone, he says. Glad to see you, Rich. You too, man. Good to see you. And thank you for the support. You always been a good supporter of the show, so I appreciate you. And Glenn Croy throwing down. Did you do one? Is that another one? Glenn, you're just throwing them down like it's a Unbelievable. Thank you very much for the $10 super dono. It's pure love. It's Glenn. It's Glenn Croy. Thank you very much. And Bernie Muro, thank you for the $2 super dono as well. Mucho gusto generoso, Mr. Muro, a continuing supporter of Goof On for a long time. Thank you, guys. And Shane, while we're here, why don't I just, so I don't forget, I will text you now. So I don't forget. Oh, man. Where are you? There you are. Here it comes. Whoops, that's not you. Hold on. I'll get to you. Andy Cowley, member for 2 months. Man, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And being a supporter of Goof On, Andy Cowley. Thank you, guys. Tomorrow the list comes out. Andy Cowley with the £2, £2 super dono. We round up here. That's $2, no matter what. Thank you very much for your support. I appreciate it. Mucho gusto, generoso. Why does it say... Hold on, Andy. Shane, why is your last name different than the one I have here? That's why I don't know if I should send this, but it looks like I'm talking to you. That looks like you. It has the same initial, but not the same last name. Andy, thank you very much. I appreciate the support, brother. And wow, we just went right into the end of the show there, didn't we? I'm sorry, I didn't know it ended. Thank you very much for hanging out tonight. We'll be back tomorrow night. I'll do a better show. Tonight sucked. Hated tonight. I hated the thumbnail. I hated me. Nah, it wasn't bad. But thanks for hanging out. Tomorrow we'll do something else. I don't know what. There's nothing going on. It's over. Ufology's over. No, it's not over. It's not over till we say it's over. I got something in mind for tomorrow. I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it. Nope, that's not what I see here. No, Shane, that's not it. I don't see it. So thanks, everybody. I'll figure it out. Mucho gusto, generoso to the moderators, the best in the biz, Samo and all. Thank you very much. Andrea Coran, a member for 7 months. Thank you very much, Andrea. It didn't feel good. It felt awful. I felt like I failed tonight. I do, because I was late. 5 minutes, but still. I'm surprised I made it. Thank you very much, Andrea. And you're a huge supporter as well. Thank you. And she throws down $2. It's a super dono right at the end of the show. Mucho gusto, generoso Andrea Coran. I appreciate you for throwing that down at the last second. Thank you. And that's it. We'll be back tomorrow. We do it here Monday through Friday, even Saturday or Sunday. We mix it in. But what do we do? Truthology for ufology. That's it. That's it. And we'll do it again tomorrow. All right. Be safe. Be kind. Yeah. Alien bless. Take care, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul.
Warning. Control life. Warning. Warning. Failure. Control life. Warning.
Unidentified flying object.
Control, this is Flight. We're tracking 3 fast-moving objects.